to talk to you about how to multiply fractions. And when you are multiplying fractions, and I'm not going to get into the whole of why you do it this way, I'm just getting into the rules for how to do it. Okay, in class I talked to you guys more about why it's 3/4 times 1/5 and why the answer is what it is. I'm just going to talk to you about how to do the computation, okay? And so 3/4 times 1/5, the rule is you multiply numerator times numerator and denominator times denominator. And you are going to simplify when you're finished, okay? So 3 times 1 is 3, 4 times 5 is 20, so the answer is 3/20. Now there are times when you can simplify beforehand. Like with this problem, I can look at the diagonals. Sorry. You can look at the diagonals and see if they have any common factors. And 3 and 5 do not have any common factors. And 4 and 1 do not have any common factors. So when I look at the diagonals, when I look at 3 and 5, there's no common factors of 3 and 5. And when I look at 4 and 1, there are no common factors of 4 and 1. So this cannot be simplified beforehand, okay? But now with this problem, 2/5 times 5/8, when I look at the diagonals here, 5 and 5 have a common factor of 5. So what I can do is I can say, well, 5 goes into 5 one time, 5 goes into 5 one time. Well, now when I look at 2 and 8, they have a common factor of 2. Remember, factors are what go in evenly without anything left over. So 2 goes into 2 one time, 2 goes into 8 4 times. Now I can multiply straight across. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 4 is 4. So the answer here is 1/4. Again, you don't have to simplify beforehand. This just means that you're going to have to do the problem and simplify later. So if I didn't simplify now, if I just went ahead and said, well, 2 times 5 is 10 and 5 times 8 is 40, well, this simplifies to 1/4. So again, you either simplify before you multiply, or you can multiply and then simplify. And either way, it's going to work. You're going to get the same answer each time. What about 8 times 3/7? Well, the rule is to multiply fractions. They have to be fractions. You can't have a whole number, and they can't be mixed numbers. So to make 8, which is a whole number, a fraction, I'm going to slap a 1 underneath it. 8 whole is the same thing as 8/1. Now they're written as fractions, so now I can just multiply straight across. 8 times 3 is 24. 1 times 7 is 7. Now the problem is that this is improper. So we are going to, oops, hold on a second, sorry. We're going to move this. Okay. This is an improper fraction, and we can't have an improper fraction as our answer. It's okay to write it as an improper fraction to do the problem, but as a final answer, we can't have an improper fraction. So when I divide 24 by 7, because that's what this means, is 24 divided by 7, I get 3 and 3/7. Sorry, 3 and 3/7. So the answer here is 3 and 3/7. All right, and the last one I'm going to do is if you are multiplying two mixed numbers times each other. Again, the rule is they have to be improper fractions or fractions. They cannot be mixed numbers or whole numbers. You cannot just say 2 times 3 is 6 and then 2/3 times 1/5 is 2/15. It doesn't work that way. You have to make them improper fractions. Okay? So remember, the way we do improper fractions is we do the C. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. So this is 8/3. And then on this one, 5 times 3 is 15. 15 plus 1 is 16, so this is 16/5. There is no cross simplifying that I can do here, unfortunately, so I'm going to have to work with some pretty big numbers, which, you know, that kind of gets a little tricky. So we're going to do 16 times 8. 6 times 8 is 48. We're going to carry our 4. 1 times 8 is 8, plus 4 is 12, so we've got 128 here. And then for the denominator, 3 times 5 is 15. Again, this is an improper fraction, and we can't leave our answer as an improper fraction. So it's okay to be improper to solve the problem, but we don't want our answer to be improper. So I am going to divide. We're going to do 128 divided by 15. And 15 does not go into 0, it doesn't go into 12. So let's figure out how many times it goes into 8. Let's try 8. And that's pretty close. It's 128. I'm actually going to erase these so not to confuse. 8 times 15 is 120. I subtract and I get 8. So that means this is 8 and 8 15ths, which cannot be simplified, so that is our final answer.